First of all, I've said repeatedly, it is not stored in the prostate. It's stored in the seminal vesicles, but the fluid itself is produced by the prostate.
I saw you sitting there stewing when you said that shit. You're like, this motherfucker.
I've said that so many times.
How many times?
But here we are again.
Hi, I'm Dr. Drew, and this is Dr. Drew After Dark. Please be advised that Dr. Drew After Dark may contain sexually oriented content and be unsuitable for young children.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dr. After Dark. Phone number, of course, 818-253-1693. And keep the emails coming at drdrewafterdark@gmail.com. Let me get right to the emails. Hey, Hitler. So my roommate and I had a heated... Did I tell you guys, by the way, that somebody, whenever I go on like any live stream, like TikTok or Instagram, if somebody's watching like in the room with me watching the stream and they look at the chat and they go, they're calling you Hitler. They're calling you Hitler. Why are they calling you Hitler? It's so mean. No, it's aloha, everybody. Aloha.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Ola kala, aloha, hey Hitler. It's all the same. So my roommate and I had a heated debate about bidet hydration. Naturally, we turned to America's scientists, the internet. Well, lo and behold, no research has gone into the science of bidet hydration. Our specific question, does spraying water up your asshole hydrate you? Can it hydrate you more efficiently than drinking water? Thank you for taking my time. Piss on me, beat me. You bet I'm coming up in May. Water, pure water, I don't think is absorbed that well through the colon. You need a osmotic gradient, and the gradient will go towards the water rather than the water going in, I think. So I don't think you absorb that much water, and certainly a little bit of a spray up the keister is not going to be absorbed very much at all. So
but it's not a little spray up the keister. If they're saying what I think they're saying, they're completely filling their anal cavity with water.
You could do that with a bidet?
That's what I do with a bidet.
That's called an enema. That's not a bidet anymore.
Sure. Whatever you want to call it, I do it.
I mean, bidet is really the outside cleaning. If you're going to try to clean the inside of your colon, you're taking an enema. Tap water enema. So good for you. Congratulations.
Well, yeah, that's how you get rid of the one in the chamber that the guy from the last episode was complaining about. You just blast it out.
Maybe. My husband and I were laying in bed one night. He said he wouldn't make out with a 40-year-old. Yes, we understand. What? Good morning, Julia. Yes, we understand eventually we'll both be in our 40s, but I told him it was fine because his dick would stop working anyway, so what's the point? But then that got us thinking, is ED an inevitable part of life? You just don't know exactly when it's going to happen, like menopause? Or do some guys get lucky and get boners forever? Thank you. Love the show. Let's go full throttle. ED is a part of aging. The degree to which any given man, has a lot of it is sort of variable. Some guys continue to have good wood till late into their 70s or so, but some degree of ED is extremely common after about 60, 65. So that is pretty much inevitable in many cases. How do I decrease my sex drive? Deeply appreciate you. You embrace all the deranged and grotesque content that the internet has to offer. I too have totally desensitized to the dark talk, etc. My question is, do you have any type of medication I can take to decrease or eradicate my sex drive? Whenever I Google it, all I find are meds to increase female libido, but I'm seeking the opposite. I don't have a boyfriend or haven't for a few years. Masturbating makes me feel bad emotionally and waste time. Even though I'm attractive and can find men online easily, I'm only interested in being with a kind, intelligent boyfriend that shares my worldview, blah, blah, blah. Natalie, age 33, keep my hand tight, ta-ta there, retard. Gentlemen, have any suggestions for this young lady?
Sounds like maybe therapy is...
No.
Because she said she feels bad when she masturbates?
Yes.
That sounds like therapy, no?
No, I think just look, well, maybe in a way, exposure therapy, right? So maybe we can get her through that by just leaning into it. Lean in, masturbate more. Just get over that. I mean, it's not the kind of thing I think about as needing a psychotherapeutic intervention. It's a type of thing which needs like a coach. Somebody going to just lean into that. Get over it. Come on, let's go. The fact that she has a healthy sex drive, she should celebrate. She should enjoy the masturbating rather than having that weird guilt and shame. And maybe even indulge in some sex toys and stuff, and sort of listen. You know who's good on this is Emily Morris. Go listen to Sex with Emily. She'll get you all turned around on this. Do you guys know Emily?
I do not personally.
I've heard a lot of the love lines with her.
Yeah, she could come in here one of these days and we could do a little old school Loveline kind of thing. It's another suggestion for maybe the future. Oh my God. No, I'm not going to do that. No. Too much. When I was younger, every time I took Pepto-Bismol for an upset stomach, I would wake up the next morning with a black tongue and foul breath, blah, blah, blah. What has happened? And not only do we have black tongue, you have black stool. That's just in the bismuth. That is, part of Pepto-Bismol. You have bismuth in there. Ooh, 3-year-old with multiple sclerosis. Mom has MS. 15 years ago, diagnosed. I've noticed sporadically or 5 some experience, tingling or lack of, To further complicate things, I was told many years ago that I was developing arthritis in my wrist from spending so much time working on as a sous chef. You probably weren't getting arthritis. You're probably getting carpal tunnel. I assume it's more like arthritis. Boy, the chances. Okay. The tingling and the pain in the wrist, it's all carpal tunnel. It is not MS. You have carpal tunnel. If you tap here and you get electricity feeling down your hand, that is carpal tunnel. If you wake up in the middle of the night and need to shake your hand out, that is carpal tunnel. And if you're doing things, activities, playing the piano, holding a child, things where you're holding your wrist in a certain position for long periods of time, sous chef, that is carpal tunnel. Oftentimes it has to be repaired surgically, and that can be done with a arthroscope. It doesn't have to be an open thing. And in the meantime,
that's non-invasive, right?
No, it's invasive, but it's not a cut. It's a scope that goes in there. But in the meantime, get wrist splints. Just go to the pharmacy, get wrist splints, wear them at night primarily, and don't worry about it. Okay.
To prevent that sort of thing, because I'm sitting here with my hands just like this, switching for 10 years now.
Yeah. Do you have it?
No, not yet. But if I do, is there something to prevent that, or should I even worry about it?
It's give yourself breaks, right? It's like I got a little bit of it when I had 3 kids simultaneously. I had triplets, and I was holding a baby all the time like this and holding my wrist like that. And I started to get it. So it's really about stretching it, moving it, doing things for long periods of time without rest, that kind of thing, if you can do that.
Copy that.
25-year-old female lonely. No. Well, let's see what he says. What advice do you have for young people trying to date without the apps? Would you suggest meeting people in a very strange post-COVID world where everyone is so hesitant to talk to strangers? Any advice from the booth boys would be welcome. Thanks, Jeans. Aye. So she's 25. She's feeling lonely. She's nothing super crazy or dangerous happens when I go on dates. I just don't end up liking the guys. I always get myself into situations where I have to let the guys down for no reason. She doesn't get to meet people in the real world because of COVID. What do you suggest? Gentlemen. Come on now.
She's asking how to meet men in the real world.
In a COVID environment where she's not having luck with the apps. She gets in weird situations. She doesn't like the guys she meets in the apps. She has a better instinct when she sees people in person, which I think is a reasonable thing.
Oh.
And she wants a place where people aren't off put by someone who's trying to meet people. Or where would you go?
All right, here's what you do. You get the ladies together for brunch or whatever you want to do on the weekend, whether it be you go to a beer garden. You go somewhere where there's groups hanging out.
Okay, and you go with other women.
Exactly, because if you're a girl going solo, I mean, don't get me wrong, you'll still find success if you're a lady going solo into these things.
Yes.
But if you go with a group of women,
how big does a group have to be?
I don't know, 2, 3.
You're right. So small group.
As long as it's not like you're one girl approaching a group of dudes being like, "Hey, I want to fuck one of you guys."
Yeah. And again, do you think? My instinct on her also is she may be in the wrong state or something. Not state of mind, but actual state where the COVID is higher or the restrictions are greater. And maybe if she went to a different place, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's worried about COVID, and COVID regionally it's very different from place to place.
Right.
So maybe, or maybe it's past now and where you are, and maybe things are better. It tends to be a time-limited thing, but I agree with Nadav.
Yeah.
Anything on your stand?
Find an outdoor activity that you could approach.
Outdoor, good note.
Another group with, so all of it's non-threatening.
I like
it just seems friendly.
I like it. Hey, Hitler. Pretty sure I have a skin tag at the base of my peener. I was wondering if you could illustrate what it might look like versus a wart. It's isolated. It's only one, but what the fuck is going to happen when I'm with a lady and she touches it? It's less than a pea size. I have other skin tags on other parts of my body. I've gained a slightly large amount of weight during COVID. I could be contributing. Love you, chomos. I don't know what he's describing. Do you guys a skin tag at the base of the penis?
What the fuck is a skin tag?
A skin tag. Look, come on. Here we go. Show me skin tags. It's very easy. They're just little tags of skin. Quite literally.
I mean, I've seen it, but like, what is it?
But just look at skin tags. I'll give you good.
How do they form? Like, how does that happen?
Those aren't really good skin tags. Let me find you a good one. Good ones are more fleshy up here. There's one right in the middle. That is
This guy?
That's a skin tag. Yep, that's a skin tag. It's just it's often in surfaces that are rubbing against itself. You know what I mean? Its skin just sort of gets flattened and proliferates. And
I would cut that off.
You could
fast.
literally cut it off. You could literally tie a string around it and strangle it and let it fall off. You can,
But of course,
it off.
let a doctor do that.
Not necessarily. Not this. The problem is people don't know what they're necessarily looking at, and they might do something that they shouldn't do to something they shouldn't do it to. But the skin tags, if it's actually a skin tag, that is probably under the armpit, I'm guessing, because that's where those things kind of look like that.
Or top of the pubes.
It could be. I mean, pants rubbing against things can cause it. But yeah, if it's something simple like that, just cutting it off is a little aggressive because it can really bleed, especially down by the peener. But tie a sting around. Go see a doctor. Have him take it off. It's no big deal.
Great advice.
Very simple. Yeah. Voice messages. We got to get into my my passivity, my submissiveness, as Enny calls it.
I can't wait
We'll
to
get
get
there.
into
Don't
that.
you all worry.
Dr. Enny is going to come here
I
and
can't wait.
impart some knowledge.
Voice message.
Hey, Dr. Drew, it's John from Texas. I'm 23, my fiance is 21, and in the last 6 months we've had 2 miscarriages, and I've heard you say on the show that that's pretty common, but I was just wondering if there was any sort of tips that you could give us for the future. I mean, we're going to wait a little while so that she has enough time to heal, but I was wondering if there was any tips you could give me for whenever we start trying again, you know, whenever I start busting those fat nuts inside her again. Piss on me, beat me. You bet I'm coming up in May. Thank you.
You bet, John. There's nothing really you can do to change first trimester that I can think of, first trimester miscarriage. The problem with the first trimester miscarriage is they're very common, right? They could be up to 50% of pregnancies even, though people debate what the number actually is. It might be 20%, it might be 30%. It's a lot. It's common. If you are having persistent first trimester pregnancy, that could be a genetic problem between the two of you. So if it happens 1 or 2 more times, I would say it'd be a great idea to see a fertility specialist, because if it's in the second trimester, that has more to do with the functioning of the cervix and cervical competency, that kind of thing. But if it's in those first 3 months, it typically, if it keeps happening, is a question about the genetics that's going on here, and a fertility specialist could tell you a little something about that. What else you got?
How's it going, Mommy Jeans?
Hi,
What's
Mommy.
up?
Yeah,
You bet
buddy.
I'm coming up in May. So my name's Kelly. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller, and I got the epididymitis, or if I said that wrong, I got some inflammation in my balls because I got too much cum in them. And I had an ultrasound a couple years ago, and they said I had epididymitis. And then when I followed up with my doctor, he put me on some antibiotics,
Right.
and that didn't really do much.
Right.
And so then after that, he told me to take Tylenol every day for 2 weeks.
Tylenol?
And then that still didn't work. And so now my balls still hurt every day.
Ooh.
Every single day, Drew.
Ooh.
It's absolutely terrible.
That is
And I was
terrible.
wondering if you have any advice. All right, thanks. I
All
hope
right.
to hear me on the show. Woohoo! Take your Ubers. Piss on me, beat me. Love you guys.
Yeah, buddy. So, good question. I'm sorry. There really is a serious problem. I mean, if it's persistent epididymitis, and you can get chronic epididymitis, and that I've never actually treated chronic epididymitis. That'd be a tough
Does that
problem
just
to deal with.
feel like getting kicked in the nuts all the time? Or?
Yeah, like blue balls all the time, kind of thing. So epididymitis is not from having too much cum in your nuts, for one thing. Let me first address your question. You said he had you take Tylenol. If Tylenol is what you took, I suspect he did not tell you Tylenol. You mistook what he said. What he said was take Motrin or Advil or one of those Motrin drugs, ibuprofen, and you have to take it in pretty high doses. So you would want to take ibuprofen 800 milligrams 3 times a day, and under your doctor's supervision. So make sure that's what he said. And and usually they would repeat the antibiotics and change the antibiotics and sustain the antibiotics. So literally you have not yet had full treatments. You need to go back to the doctor and get proper treatment, which would be probably medicine like ciprofloxacin, something like that, for at least 2 weeks, and the Motrin for at least 2 weeks to see if that doesn't settle it down. And then you want to give your peni a little break. Sometimes excessive stimulation can irritate things too. Also infection. I mean, if you're being re-exposed to something, if somebody, meaning your partner, has even a vaginosis or something, this can, so your partner, if you have one, needs to be treated as well, or maybe wear a condom in the meantime to try to give your urethra a little break there. And if you're masturbating a lot, maybe cut that down a little bit, because that can be very irritating to things. So there's a lot to be done there, Kelly. Thank you for that question. Give me another one.
Hey, Doc. This Juan over here in Austin, Texas. So in one of the latest episodes of YMH, Tom made a comment about how when he whites, he does so in very large loads. And I was just curious, and Enny, if you'll indulge me on this one, how much white is this guy actually putting on these cornflakes, man? I mean, I really think we need to get to the bottom of this. Tom makes it seem like he needs towels and blankets every time he does so. So I'd love Christina's perspective on this. Also, Doc, you have mentioned time and time again that seminal fluid is held in the prostate. And I was just curious, does this mean that Tom Segura just has an extremely large prostate? If so, are there any health issues he needs to be wary of in the future, like prostate cancer or something like that? Or is he just a more advanced alpha male than the rest of us?
All right.
Bet you I'm coming up in May. Aye, aye, aye.
Aye, 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 man. So he's talking about semen loads? Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah, he's talking about Tom's huge cum loads.
First of all, I've said repeatedly, it is not stored in the prostate. It's stored in the seminal vesicles, but the fluid itself is produced by the prostate.
I saw you sitting there stewing when he said that. So you're like, this motherfucker.
I've said that so many times.
How many fucking times?
How many times? But here we are again. So at least we're not in the testicles anymore. We moved out of the testicles to the prostate. We're getting warmer. But the fluid is held in the seminal vesicles. So if he's producing large loads, he must have large seminal vesicles. And if he can do that repeatedly, it's because the prostate's able to produce a lot of fluid repeatedly. And the fluid is produced by the prostate. So he does. But the size of the prostate and the amount of fluid does not correlate. In fact, prostatic enlargement is something men get as they get older. And that is, if anything, is not associated with good fluid production. The prostate's sort of inflamed and boggy and doesn't work that well. So a large prostate does not correlate with large load, though large seminal vesicles, right? You have to have a large amount of space to hold the load before it comes out. That's the seminal vesicles. So yes, he might have large seminal vesicles. He does have an efficient prostate that produces lots of fluid. It's not necessarily a big prostate. And big prostate is something that he can look forward to as he gets older, because most men do get a big prostate. It's called benign prostatic hypertrophy, and it's something we got to deal with various ways. And it helps men not be able to empty their bladder and have lots of dribbling. And as they say, you don't want a female genital tract before the age of 50, and you don't want a male's after the age of 50 for that very reason, that prostatic enlargement. And prostate cancer does not figure into this conversation in any way. In any way. That has nothing to do with it. Okay? Yeah? Question?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there such a thing, Drew, as too much cum? Like, if is someone like just way too huge of a load where it's like, dude, you need to go to a doctor? Like, is there a limit?
Not that let's put it this way. For anything you need to see a doctor for, there's typically a name for it. It's a diagnosis. It has a name. I don't know any name for excessive load. There's no name. There's no semen opoly, seminoopoly. There's no nothing like that I'm aware of. No, so we're good. We're good with that.
Thank goodness. I feel like a lot of our listeners can now rest easy at home.
Give me a female caller. We're still on the hunt for a little educational program for Enny on the female voice.
I'd also like to just clarify. He said maybe Enny could shed some light on this.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, big news. Tom does not come in front of us. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Sorry, bro. I can't help you with that one.
Oh, my God. All right. Shocking. Maybe for a live show coming up. If we run out of things to do, maybe that's coming.
No, yeah. I feel like everyone has so many fantasies of like what this work environment is like. It's
They're
like
not far off.
surprisingly normal.
They're not that far off, but certain things we do draw the line.
He's just like, see, guys?
Wow. Let me show you.
You don't believe me? How much I could come here? Sit down. Open your mouth.
Oh. Ugh. All right, here we go. Moving on. Female callers.
Hey, Dr. Drew.
Hey.
I've been having this weird sort of phenomenon happening when I am like just about to fall asleep or just waking up. I have a hallucination that something extremely loud, violent, and it just sounds like someone is knocking down my door or my shelf has fallen down or something terrible has happened. And then I wake up fully and I realize none of it has happened. So what the hell is happening? Because it's kind of unnervous, like it makes me nervous. So
Yes.
somebody beat me. Thank you.
Okay, great question. Really, we had an email I didn't get to. That was somebody asking about that jerkiness you do as you're falling asleep. That's called nocturnal myoclonus. It can be a sleep disturbance. It can be associated with restless leg, but it's also normal. If you're having it constantly throughout the night, that's something that might need a little treatment of some type or another. It is kind of seizure-esque. And so if you had a lot of that, you might want to, get an EEG to make sure there's not some sort of seizure phenomena associated with it. But let me be clear that kind of feeling like you've fallen off a building and jumping suddenly while you're falling asleep, normal for the most part. It's if you're having excessive sort of arousals with that it's not so normal. In this case, she's describing something different. She is you're going to love this, good gentlemen. She is having, for one thing, she's having a hypnagogic hallucination, right? So she's not really asleep when she's having this feeling, and her brain turns it into kind of a hallucination because it's really a dream. She's partially awake. But what she's having, which is this loud noise or popping, is called exploding head. It's literally called exploding head. Look up exploding head, and we'll get a little, exploding head phenomenon. And it's usually caused by medication. And it's, let's see, exploding head syndrome, an abnormal sensory perception during sleep in which a person experiences unreal noises that are loud and of short duration when falling asleep or waking up. Noises may be frightening, typically occurs only occasionally, and is not a serious health concern.
Who the fuck comes up with the names for these?
Exploding head syndrome. Look,
that doesn't match up.
Look up the Wikipedia on it. Let's see if they list the medications that are likely to be associated with it. Because in my experience, it's more of a medicine thing. And causes, there we go. Look at the causes. Go down. And, there you go. Minor seizures, ear dysfunction, stress and anxiety, broken sleep, antidepressant medication, antidepressant discontinuation, PTSD, blah, blah, blah. So let's see if those medication. Treatment is no clinical trials. Boy, a lot of medication have been tried. Look up medication associated with exploding head, just as a topic. Let's see if we can get her some help here. Because if she's on any of these medications, she should talk to her doctor about stopping. Okay, that's treatment. Clomipramine is treatment. We went exploding causes and prevalence. We could look at that. That's going to be a multi-page thing from WebMD. All right. Anyway, I got it myself from Benadryl. I used to use Benadryl for sleep, and I discovered that when I went up to like 75 milligrams or more of Benadryl, I would get exploding head. And it's really unpleasant. For me, it felt like a knocking on my head, like an absolute, like my head was jerking and knocking. It's a super unpleasant syndrome. It's not a minor thing. You notice I'm vamping before I get into my submissiveness category, but I do want to see Fart Champ before I do get to that topic. May I? A couple of videos.
All right, yeah, we'll show you a couple things.
All right.
Yes, you may, Drew.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, Eddie.
He's already
Thank
amping
Master.
you up.
Thank you, Master. He likes it. He gets turned on by that. Okay, here we go.
When she leaves and you can just cut that dirty fart.
Wow. Do we believe that? Is that a real one? It's pretty good. He's a fart master if that's real.
I'm seeing him break a sweat.
All right, maybe real. Good. Congratulations.
I think it is real.
Just thank you for not upsetting the young ladies because they would not dig this. And by the way, Enny, back me up on this. Certain nationalities and certain ethnicities not into the fart stuff, not into the fart humor in person, particularly.
Yeah. If by are you asking for my opinion because it's mainly black people that don't like it?
No, it's not mainly black people. It is specific black people for sure, but there are some
yes,
Hispanic people too. Hispanic, and I'm not sure about certain Asian nationalities, but I know Hispanic and black, certain Hispanic and black. It's not funny.
I've never known Hispanics to be like that. Yeah. I've actually always seen them as like they clown around with it.
Tom's mom hates it.
That's true.
They can clown around with it, but there's some like when the smell gets bad, they're like, hey, no more.
That's
true.
I mean?
They can go with the smell, but not the smell. All right.
I feel that. That's fair.
Okay, here you go. Let's see. Enema cool guy.
How about we get into some horrible or hilarious?
Okay, go ahead. If you got good ones. I hate them, but okay.
So describe what you're seeing.
A guy riding a bike down some stairs. It's not going to be pretty, whatever this is. He's going to go over the front. He fell off to the side. He didn't go over the front. But what I can't stand on these is the head hitting the ground and bouncing up. That's not what you call a good sign. Now, the only good thing is it was the frontotemporal region he hit. See that, right? And that's the best place you can hit, right? It's a she, right? Is it a she?
I don't think so.
A lot of hair there. Okay, but the fact that it's sort of here.
Or
it's
blood.
a hat.
I can't tell for sure.
The fact that I'm sure Tom thought this was hilarious because it is a pratfall, but hitting here is the best spot to hit. So good for him. Let's see it one more time, just to make sure. No, I don't see it from the beginning necessarily. I wonder where that is. What is that? Oh man. Oh. Okay, give me another one.
That was a hard hit. You'll feel that tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh. If he's awake tomorrow. Listen, a friend of mine, I had drinks with someone over the weekend who had hit her head just on a slip, like slipped down water and hit her head and was in a coma for like 3 weeks.
Oh, my God.
Right? Because you can get contusions in your brain. You can get a subdural hematoma, you can get a depressed skull fracture, and you can get bleeding into the brain tissue. Those are horrible. Those are not good. Those are really nasty. And that's what happens. It's not the Three Stooges, guys. It's not where they whack each other with a mallet and then hit each other back. It's you hit it with the head and you're never the same.
So there's just like secret buttons all over your head, or you press it at the wrong time and it's like, hey, guess what? You're in a month-long coma.
It's not secret buttons. First of all, your brain is sitting on a couple of spikes up behind your eyes here, and if it lurches forward, it jams into the front part of the brain here. That's one thing that happens, and it's like pickles in a jar. When you shake it, pickles go from one side to the other and hit the sides of the brain, and you hit it hard enough, veins rupture. Thankfully, arteries don't typically rupture, but veins rupture and bleed into the tissue, or under the skull and then push on the tissue. All bad. Brains are delicate.
Boy, head injuries just got a little bit more horrible and a little less hilarious.
Which is why I freak out at these things. I even if it's just a concussion, meaning none of those things happen that I describe, but you have sort of injury that's not bleeding into the surface of the brain. You can be messed up for forever, but certainly for weeks easily.
Now, if that was a girl,
yeah,
and then I decided, and let's say that it was bleeding on the outside,
you're going to try to dominate her right then and there?
Well, I'm just asking that if I fucked her at that point, right in the head, am I now inside the body? I just want to get inside you.
I can't even hear what you said. You're saying if the skull is open?
Yes. If the skull is cracked.
And you put the penis into the skull?
Yes.
That person is dead, number one.
Okay.
And you are inside the body.
I am inside the body.
You're inside the body. Well
hey,
done.
We figured out how to get inside.
That person is fully dead.
Okay.
Wow.
That's not as fun, but...
We're just trying to figure out some workarounds, because last time you're like, oh, you're going to have to slice their abdomen and put your dick in there if you want to be inside them at that point.
You can always put it in soft tissue, you know what I mean? Just like slice the arm up and go into the soft tissue. But it's anything... You guys are gross. Oh, my God.
Oh, it's us. Okay.
I didn't want to have the submissiveness conversation with you guys anymore, but God knows what might happen. But let's go to the next horrible or hilarious.
I just want you to explore, Drew.
I'm exploring, man. Breathtaking. Is there another one? Yes.
Charade getting on the top floor in the high rent district. Here he goes. Crossing himself.
Oh my God. I like that everyone is like stunned with that. This guy. Oh, I like. Oh my God. I like that they finished the match. The guy.
They didn't. He just kicked his leg out so that he couldn't get the pin. This is not the end of the match.
Oh my God! Is the guy able to? He went up in the air and came straight down on his head after doing a flip. There's no way he did not get a spine injury from that. But the scary thing, probably the good thing, is he went directly on his head. Oh, this is terrible.
Crossing himself.
He hyperextended his neck too, but he's moving his legs. He can't move his left leg. You notice that? He can't move his left arm and his left leg.
Shit, so he's paralyzed?
He's going to be paralyzed on that side.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and only moving his right arm. Yes, he did a nice job there.
Cool. So,
that's not good.
This head injury is not hilarious.
No, it's the neck injury is not hilarious, and God only knows what the head injury consequence will be. Anybody who says that wrestling is fake, check that one out. Wow. If you're carrying a credit balance month after month, it can feel like you have a never-ending cycle. You can't get off that treadmill. And if you dread looking at your credit card statements, you are not alone. Debt is crippling. That's why there is Upstart, fast, easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan, all online. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment. Upstart knows you are more than just your credit score, and they are expanding access to affordable credit. Unlike other lenders, Upstart considers your income and current employment to find you a smarter rate for the loan. With a 5-minute online rate check, you can see your rate up front for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. And you can receive the funds in as quick as one business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/Dr. Drew. That's upstart.com/Dr. Drew. And do not forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. That is upstart.com/Dr. Drew. You spend a third of your life sleeping, so you want to make your bed as comfortable as possible. But maybe you looked at some retailers and calculated the years of interest you'd be paying just to get one set of sheets. Listen, I want you to check out Brook Linen. That's right. Brook Linen works directly with manufacturers to make luxury available directly to you without the luxury level markups. And luxury markups are extreme. So you get their amazing array of products at a reasonable price. Brook Linen has something for every aspect of comfort you need. They are so confident in their core products that they come with a 365-day warranty, and they received over 75,000 5-star reviews. They make towels, robes, comfy loungewear. You will love it. Here, they love the sheets. I love the robes. I love the sheets too. So give yourself the comfort you deserve and get it for less. Go to brooklinen.com. Use promo code Drew to get $20 off with a minimum purchase of $100. That is Brooklinen, BROOKLINEN.com, and enter promo code Drew for $20 off with a minimum purchase of $100. That is brooklinen.com, promo code Drew. Oh, I don't feel good. Maybe some TikToks to kind of help me. Yeesh. Ugh.
Okay.
You guys are horrible. Forget the video being horrible. You guys are horrible for putting me through that.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, Drew.
I just feel grateful that I can move my neck. Oh, here we go.
My hat is snatched. I am so lit. I'm going to be getting a new pink hat in a few months.
What is that all about? What does that even mean?
She's saying the kid's new slang.
I know. She's trying to speak in slang, and it's not working. She's so lit.
Snatched. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, next.
Yeah, snatched.
I got no time for her. I don't know what she's up to. I don't get it. Next. Oh, my goodness.
I'm not stuck in my car. I could go out anytime I wanted to. I'm just saying it because I
find it more peaceful than being in the house where a lot of people like to nag or yell at me. So I could have more of my freedom in the car. That's why I do some of my videos in this car.
Oh boy. So there's lots of videos?
So that's why. So there's no stuck in car. And I'm in United States. I'm in California.
Oh boy.
United States. So I'm not in Syria or other countries.
All right, I need to stop this. This is such a bummer, man.
It is a
bummer. I don't know
bummer.
why Christina would pick this.
So first of all, there may be a movie career for him as Jabba the Hutt. I mean, it's like he's a spitting image. I'm sorry. In the meantime, I would advise this
You're
gentleman.
saying we're the monsters.
In the meantime, I would. He's a spitting image. I'm just saying. This dude needs to lose some weight, and it's of life-threatening importance to him. Do you notice how he's breathing? That is because
his eyes almost look closed.
It's because of the weight on his neck and the weight across his chest. This dude has terrible sleep apnea for sure. And if he's not using a sleep apnea, BiPAP or CPAP or something at night, he is in big trouble. And this is a life-threatening importance that he lose weight. That's all I'm saying. That's all I see here.
He's saying he's most comfortable in the car.
It's all sad. Everything about this is sad. I don't know the environment he's living in that they chase him into the car, but it's not good. It's not good. I don't like it.
Easier to move.
All right.
Next. God, today is the bummer.
Let's go to a more uplifting
day?
TikTok for you.
Woo!
First of all, I'm not retarded.
Okay.
I'm misunderstood.
Okay.
Billy, out.
Okay. Well, I could see that.
Can't he be both?
It'd be easy to misunderstand him though, so I'll take him at his word. It'd be easy.
What was his second point? He said, first of all.
Yeah. What comes after this? What's next? That's what I'm wondering. Is there follow on?
It ends there.
Okay. More. I'm not getting to the meat of TikTok yet. That's making me feel joy. I don't need. Oh.
Hi. My name is Ken.
Hi, Ken.
This is going to be on TikTok for all the cute guys out there, sexy, cute guys. Oh, I seen some of you guys on there, guys with no shirt on you. Oh.
Okay. Well, he's got cool guy teeth, and he's got a little, I like the plug behind him, little echoes of RPC here, right? Little bit, I wouldn't be surprised if he had some costumes and things that he got into. A little RPC-esque. Good for him.
I wouldn't be surprised if his success rate is much higher than you'd think it is.
Really?
Well, because I mean, sure, to me, this just reads as like an older horny dude.
Yeah, that's it. But he's gay, right? He likes men. Yes.
I mean,
is that what he said?
That's what I picked up on.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, good for him.
Yeah, I think he probably does all right.
All right, good.
Did you notice that little twitch that he had? The little
I didn't.
tick? He's got the little tongue thing that he does. Why the hell does he do that?
A couple of his teeth are fucked up. I mean, he may have pain in his mouth.
Wait, what tongue thing? We're going to have to rewind on this one.
Tongue thing.
Hi.
Right there.
Oh. My name is Ken.
He does it again.
This is going to be on TikTok
Right
for all the cute guys out there, sexy, cute guys.
That may be something called tardive dyskinesia, which is a side effect of psychiatric medication. I think that's a little Tardive-esque.
Fuck.
Yeah. Sorry, gentlemen.
I was going to say, I think I do that too.
No, not like that. No. Both Enny and I would have given you shit about it if you had. So we would have noticed it.
Yeah, you definitely do not do that.
Yeah, you don't do that.
You promise?
Yeah, that's a little. He doesn't have great control over his lips and mouth, and that could be tardive dyskinesia. More. Give me more, and then we'll talk about submissiveness.
I think that might be all the TikToks I have to show you, but I do have another fun video for you.
All right, here we go. I have a feeling.
So I'm under the bridge. Look, I'm under the bridge. I'm training on the bridge. You see it? I'm under the bridge. I'm going up. I'm training up under the bridge. Bam. Whoa. Fucking bullshit. Look at the fucking bam. Whoa, I'm under the bridge. Bam.
Oh, I like this guy. Now, if that's not also meth, good for him. Do you think he's under the bridge because that's where he also lives?
I think there's a lot of variables.
Yeah. He seems a little. It seems a little unnaturally sped up. He could be manic. But okay, and it's
like
possible.
you think the footage is doctored?
No. I think that's the speed he's going.
Gotcha.
He could be manic. He could be on meth, and that could just be him. It's possibly just this dude.
I mean, he seems surprisingly put together.
Yeah,
I mean, this outfit looks like I'm not looking at this outfit and thinking like this guy's crazy.
No, he looks like a trainer or something.
Right.
But he's not exactly.
And that his
cut.
gym is under this bridge.
Yeah, I know. He's just into the bridge, but he's not exactly cut. You know what I mean? Like if you really were into this kind of thing, it's just he looks a little. But he's
no real sign of like super obese.
Well, no, nothing like that. What's in his back pocket? What is that? Is that a back pocket?
It could be a bundle of sage.
No, come on, that's you. What is that? It looks like a quiver of arrows.
This looks like a Steven Seagal movie poster.
Yeah. He's putting his phone. Oh, what is that thing? The thing on his. It's just a fanny pack that's flapping around.
Yeah, it's just like a little
like
a flask carrier thing.
All right, let's talk about my S&M. Ready? You guys ready? This is what you call a transition. Abrupt transition.
All right, let's get into it. Dr. Enny in the house.
All right. So you said I'm a sub.
Yes.
Right?
I believe
And you said my wife is a dom.
I said she has dominant, I see her as having dominant qualities. Sure,
Okay.
Yeah.
I will
she
agree
manages a lot of what you do in your personal studio, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have fairly equitable transactions, I would say. It's not like somebody's in charge all the time. But to be fair, I mean, maybe this is interesting to you. I deal with her. You see me as the way I conduct myself with you guys as submissive. Yes, Enny?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I conduct myself in a similar fashion with her, which is to say, you're the producers, you make the decisions, I'll be happy to follow along. Which is, could be...
That's 100% submissive, no?
Correct. And it could be that, and part of the reason I do that is when I take charge, I tend to take full charge. And somebody, I wouldn't it'd be impossible to produce if I was also on you, if I was at you guys all the time with what I wanted done and taking charge myself, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, you'd lose yourself, yeah?
But to be fair, that's what you're saying, is that people that are subs often can be doms, right?
Well, no, I mean, I think everybody can be both.
Or that when I'm out there practicing medicine, I take care of everything, and it is nice to just so you make the decisions, I'll follow on. It really does feel good. In fact, I've never really understood this idea that professional dominatrices, whatever you call them, always say that the men that they see were like captains of industry and that kind of thing. I didn't really believe that, but as you bring this top, you get it?
I'm saying now you get it.
You just
I kind of get it. I kind of get it. But I don't go so far as needing to be, have somebody's heel in my chest. You know what I mean? I just like to kind of you make the decisions. That's fine. That's really such division of powers. Like it's not going to work if we're both in charge.
Right. I mean, I think that especially in sex too, I'm not saying that you're necessarily into all these submissive
I am.
Types of...
No, I'm just kidding. We haven't gotten there yet.
I just licked the boot yesterday.
But go ahead. You're not saying that I'm into these submissive things.
Right. But whatever you are into, I would imagine you generally take a more submissive approach to those things. So if you were
sexually.
In everything, usually I mean, obviously not in your doctor work, you're saying.
Yeah.
So not there, but maybe that is the catalyst. Yeah. That makes it in everywhere else that it's so much that you're like, God, I need a break. I need somebody to make some fucking decisions.
I get that. I do. I've never really thought about it with that kind of clarity, but I do understand it more vividly than I have in the past right now as we talk about it.
Hell yeah. Sounds like you're going to have some good sex tonight.
But let's go there. But as it pertains to dominant women, I generally find that attractive, right? And you too? Is that you also?
I'm sorry, I was talking.
I find it. It's not my exclusive zone of attraction, but I find women that are kind of dominant that are sort of I don't know how else to describe it, but dominant. Sort of attractive, right?
Oh yeah.
But we on the last show we had that woman that called in. I did not perceive it as the zone of attraction that I'm into. You know what I'm saying?
Perceive it as the
you know that you had a reaction
because she was into. Because see, I'm deep. You know what I'm saying? Like I know pretty much that any type of thing that a dominant girl is like into. Well, not anything, but most like things that aren't extreme, like shitting on chests and whatever. I'm probably down. But
anything else? Sorry, I gotta draw the line somewhere.
That's the only line.
I'm saying I said such as motherfucker. It's a simile.
Give me some other ones because you're right. It was a simile.
What are the other things you?
What are some of the other ones? Just because I don't understand this territory that well, so I'm curious.
Most bodily
choking?
fluids. Most bodily fluids. I'm not into. I don't like spitting. I don't like pissing on
vomiting.
Me. Vomiting. Fuck no.
Yeah, the
no,
vomiting stuff was terrible, right? But is that sort of a? We used to watch that stuff. Is that sort of a dominant thing?
Absolutely, it is. But it's like I just can't go there, and it's more of a phobia than it is like I don't like it. Because what I can like is really like, I mean, it really depends on what she likes.
Right.
So
I get that.
I mean, I've been introduced to so many damn things now that it's like I don't have a list of like.
Okay, so let me understand you. So because you're attracted to women that are into this stuff. That's where your repertoire gets expanded by them, not so much your fantasies or your desires.
Well, sometimes both because I am a switch. So I go, sometimes I do want to bring, although no, I guess you're right. Because when I bring someone else into it, then I'm just showing them what I know. So really I'm not learning anything new.
Right,
I'm just showing them something new.
Right,
so
right.
yeah, I guess actually you're right.
So I think I must be a switch also. Okay, because I kind of know what you're talking about. It's not something that's, But what I'm wondering is, oh, Jesus.
Yes.
What I'm wondering is if I should lean into this more. If you're saying my wife is more than me into this stuff, I should lean into it a bit.
Hell yeah. I'm saying that, because here's the thing. What you just said, I think I'm a switch too. I think everybody has like dominant and submissive traits here and there. It's not, I mean, maybe some guys are 100%. But,
right. One way or the other, yeah.
But generally speaking, you got a little bit of both.
And the more you go one way, the more likely you are to go the other. Is that true?
You mean to find someone that's the other?
No. I mean, if you've always thought of yourself as a sub, let's say, are you equally as likely to go the other way into sort of being a dominant and like that? I'm sort of confused by some of this territory. In other words, if you're a switch, let's say you're a switch, and is the directionality equal, or do you go more one way or the other?
Oh, for me, for someone who's
for
like,
is that a common thing?
Like if you're a good dom, will you be a good sub?
Not even good. Is it something you're into?
Okay.
If you're into one, will you be into the other to the same degree? Is what I'm asking. Is if you're a switch.
If you're a switch,
or do you go light one way and heavy another way, kind of thing, or you can't predict?
If you're a switch, generally, yeah, it's like it is any. It's a wild card, like you don't know. Today I could be I'm about to lay you the fuck down and tell you how it is, and tomorrow I'm gonna come and ask you for permission to touch
get that.
You know what I mean?
I get that, but you're missing my sort of question, which is if you're likely to if you go one way a certain amount. Are you likely to, and you're a switch. If you go one way a certain amount, are you likely to go the other direction about the same amount? Or is that sort of an unpredictable thing?
Okay, you're saying that if in the times that I am dominant, if I am excessively dominant, am I also, when I am submissive, excessively submissive?
Right. Is the degree, or is it just sort of a mix and match kind of thing? Like they could be a little bit submit, a lot dominant, or a little dominant, a lot submiss, or can it change data? It's just all over the place, right?
I mean, you're at this point, we're going a little too deep. I'm definitely not like a fucking sex therapist or anything.
No. I know. But
at least for me, yes. At least for me, yeah. I go extreme dominant and I also go extreme submissive.
Okay. So it generally about, if you're a switch, it's generally speaking, and then people can send us emails and stuff about this stuff too to enlighten us further. All right. So what else do you want to know? You were supposed to be opening me up here. I'm on Enny's exam table.
What else do I want to know? I mean,
maybe you don't need to know it, but to enlighten me further.
I mean, have you ever tried like submissive type acts with
me being submissive?
Yeah, like overly submissive, not just like
not really, like is the idea of like being tied up or something like that?
Sure. Has she ever choked you? Has she ever really slapped you?
This doesn't.
No, and you don't think that you don't think you'd like it at all?
No, not my thing.
But you never tried it.
not my thing. I wouldn't want. I've never tried it, but I don't. It just.
And you're not open to trying.
I'm open to all kinds of stuff. I mean, if she wanted to do that, it was something important for her, of course, you know. But Christina's going to have to ask her that. She's the only person she speaks honestly to. So we're gonna have to find out on where my mom's at. Is all I'm saying.
Where my mom's at? Are you a dom?
Yeah. How far do you need to go, honey?
I don't know. Yeah, that's. I mean, dude, I think about.
So that, but on the other hand, if that's what she wanted, no problem.
Right.
That would be good. That'd be fine.
So you're saying if she wanted that, then you're down. You're just saying no because you think she wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah, it's more that it's kind of an inconvenience. I find that stuff sort of gets in the way, and maybe I'm not.
That's true. There's a little setup, you know, but it's like foreplay. It's you know. Like a part of it is like, cause it's a role that you're playing, you know, like you don't, if you're in BDSM, you're playing a role.
We'll talk more about that. That's something I'd not really thought about before. So you're not being yourself. Are you dissociated during those episodes?
No, not dissociated, but you're playing like if you are the quote dom in the situation, you're playing a very dominant role. Sometimes it gets into characters and shit, which is like cosplay. You can
like
make
what?
It into
Give me an example. What kind of
like
character?
Fucking professor and a professor and a student, for instance.
All right.
Be like,
you have brought that one up before, so that's got to be a common one for you. Do you ever get into like fucking Dracula, like
there's that X-ray vision, Drew?
Yeah, I know.
And I request for that to be turned off. God damn. This fucking X-ray
vision. It's all right. It's a preference. All right.
Yeah, but no, like
God,
nurse,
just seems
nurse patient, doctor patient is perfect.
To me, it's just such a. Maybe I got to open myself more to that stuff because it just seems like such an inconvenience. It just sounds like work.
Well, here's the thing too, though, is that I mean, I imagine at a certain age too, you start to not really need to know more. You know exactly what the fuck works. So why are you gonna complicate things? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Although I will tell you, it is important to vary and expand your repertoire, particularly for female partners. They get kind of men. This is an important point. Men, we although you're very creative and you have lots of different sort of ideas in your quiver. Most men sort of have what they like, and that's what they like, and that's it. You know what I mean? It doesn't get better than what they like. While women will like something for a little while, and then they need to move on. They need to do something else. And a lot of men, they don't pay attention to that, and they need to pay attention to that. That's actually an important thing. Have you found that to be true?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost never that the same thing is going to work twice, unless it's like a fetish or something.
Well, I mean, again, in
these
long-term
scenarios don't work twice. Like it's just
obviously the student teacher works more than once. Obviously that one. There are go-tos, Nadav. Come on now.
I'm saying with a woman, not for me.
I'm saying
yeah.
Right, but you don't have to vary every time. You just have to sort of just be. You got to mix it up a little bit. That's all. It's an important thing to do, whether it's place or position or whatever. And to say that about all women is a mistake also, because we're not always and never here. Some women are men like men and like their thing, and that's the thing, and that's it. But for the most part, over the years on Loveline and whatnot, the complaints I would get was, how do I spice it up? And the guy's like, it couldn't be better. And the women are sort of feeling that way.
I guess I feel like what I've understood is that women don't want to see it coming. Is basically what it is. So if they know that you're about to do exactly what you're about to do, then they kind of get in their head about like, well, fuck, it's not like, it doesn't feel the best, and it's just, it doesn't put them in that space where they kind of just let go, and they're like, oh, wait a minute.
So how do men keep that? That's a really interesting observation. How do men keep that? How do they think of those things?
I mean, you said it. You switch up the position, switch up the move, switch up.
After long-term relationships, you run out. You need some sort of. Is there a? I don't know. How do men come up with new ideas? I think it's sort of how.
There's a reason why all my relationships are short, my friend.
Yeah,
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
Once I run out, I kind of feel like I'm not good anymore, and sometimes that's faster than other times, and then I kind of dip. I feel. My whole Jesus Christ, my whole life revolves around sex, if that didn't just prove it. So
we already know you're masturbating 3 times a day, so I don't know how you do anything else.
Exactly. So I mean, that's why I said what I said about you in general. I feel like I have the same, you know, if you want to call it X-ray vision on everybody in this studio. I could tell you this motherfucker's a sub too. Guess what? You're with this dude. Am I right?
But you see everyone on this is good. But you see everyone.
I wouldn't call myself a sub though.
But you see everyone on that scale, right? On that spectrum of sub to dom, right?
I do, yeah.
And yet at the same
unless
time,
you're asexual,
right? And
which I don't understand.
And at the same, I worry about asexual because oftentimes there's sort of a biological piece to that. Much, you've heard me talk to women that have low libido, and we always find a biological basis for that. So just to be careful before people identify as asexual is all I'm saying. I'm not questioning asexuality as an orientation. I'm just saying just be careful. But you've said that it's a pretend position, right? So how can it be both pretend and people be predominantly submissive?
Well, I don't know if I'd say it's like, it's not a play as in it's not yourself. It's just that you're like really feeding into.
You're amplifying some part of yourself.
There it is, yeah.
Okay, so back to my submissiveness. Should I be less submissive?
Should you be like for what? To have better sex? To be
no.
I
mean, you be a better person. Am I?
No, hell no. You're fucking awesome.
So okay, so I like to be easy to work with. I like to be collaborative. I don't want to. I can lead in a team, but I don't have to. I don't necessarily want to. And so Nadav.
Yes.
Do you need me to be less submissive in our teamwork?
No, Drew. Like I've told you this before, and I've said this about you to anyone that asks what it's like to work with you.
Yeah.
You are literally the easiest person I have ever worked with.
So
ever.
Enny, is he trying to tell me something? Is that because I'm a pushover? Am I
No.
too easy? Well, not you, Nadav.
Okay.
Enny.
All right.
Enny, am I being too submissive here? Am I onto something? Do I need to be more assertive?
Nah, man. As a producer, his job is to make your life somewhat miserable, and you make it not.
So make it
that he doesn't have to do that.
Right. That's my job. I want that to be the case. Okay, but what I do need to do though is to do more surprising things in the bedroom, and then make sure that they're not so surprising that Susan can't report them to Christina. So they have to be at least right.
Again, if you're happy, I don't think you got to do anything. I'm just saying, I think it'd be fun. It could be fun.
Men are easy to make happy. We're easy to make happy. It's just we got to make sure that we're switching up for our female partners. And
is she maybe unhappy? I don't
always
know, man.
that's
Only
the concern, right?
Only you would know that.
I mean,
happy enough is always the question.
Maybe drill one of those swings into the ceiling in your bedroom and just see how she reacts to that.
I got a couple of hooks. They're real cheap.
Yeah. How are my kids gonna react to that?
They don't see. They see your ceiling. They go in your room for check your ceiling.
Well, guess what? Get a lock for that door.
Yeah. What the fuck? Get out of my room, kids.
They're not children. They're 30-year-olds. They're 29.
Still your kids.
Oh my God. It's bad enough they have to live through all this shit. You know
what? If they have a rough time with that, just buy them a helmet because life is tough and they're gonna have to get used to a lot harder stuff down the road.
You see, that's the producer.
I don't know.
That's what happens when you argue with producers.
I don't know. All right, you guys are bumming me out a little bit. Let's do a little more video. Let's do an enema cool guy. I got some videos I'm interested in up there, and then we'll do some more voice messages too. I'm not done with them.
Sure.
All right, you get your dealer's choice.
Well.
Oh my God.
Well, here we go, friends. First of 2 enemas tonight.
Oh my God.
Prostate surgery in the morning. I'll let you know how things come out.
Oh my God. Wow. That's a cool guy.
Jesus, I feel like I'm looking into a looking glass into the future.
No, I hope not, Nadav. And if you do, we need to see lots of TikToks. But what's over his head? What is that? I can't even make out what it is.
I think it's a fucked up vent that he never fixed.
Oh my God.
Or maybe it's one of those pull lights that he maybe just pulled too hard.
Oh my God. And he's having prostate surgery in the morning. Now, what prostate surgery would require enemas? Yeah, any prostate
surgery in the morning.
Yeah, good for him. Remember I talked about benign prostatic hypertrophy? That's probably what's being repaired. They're probably doing a roto-rooter on him so he can pee. He does not look like he has good urological functioning. All right, give me another one.
You can tell that just by looking at his
I
face.
think so. Give me a TikTok. He looks like he's been straining a bit. Ooh.
Made America, motherfucker. That right there just made that mattress so a couple fat people can fuck on that mattress and feel like porn stars because we like fat people. We want them to sleep well.
Oh my God.
We want them to fuck and have a good sex life.
Oh my God.
Big fat man.
What mattress makers really think. Huh? Okay, give me another one.
Boy.
Yeah, boy's right. TikTok.
When you are ready, you consciously allow the external sphincter to relax.
Oh! Oh! Woo! Wow. Did you know that was in there?
Nah, this is all from a batch of episodes that I was sick for from YMH. So this is the first time for me too. I don't know what the fuck I just watched.
So glad I looked
Let's
down.
assume that was just something that looked like what it was and not actually what it was.
No, yeah. You know what? Let's just go ahead and say that was just a Hershey's bar.
It was a fudge brownie.
Yeah, that was just some C's candy.
But people do that stuff. I don't understand that either, Enny. Should I understand that?
That one, sir,
Yeah,
I
thank
have
you.
zero understanding
Thank you.
for.
Your stuff is more about
Intolerance.
just the actual physical dominating during a sexual act, right?
Physical
Yeah.
and mental. Yeah.
Mental dominating.
Mental
Give me an
is
example of
big.
how you dominate somebody mentally.
Oh boy, I'm
can.
bad with examples. How to dominate someone mentally.
Just telling people what position to get
Like-
in and telling them what to do. And
No, I'd say that's just like asking, your partner for what you like. But I'd say dominating is if you were to be like, get her close to an orgasm and say, don't come, like you can't come. And if you come, then I'm going to spank the shit out of you.
Okay, I like that. Good for you.
Yeah. I know you
All
like
right.
that.
Yeah, well, I'll use that. I'll use it.
You don't use that. You tell her to use that. Remember, you're the sub.
Oh, I'm the sub?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound as good to me that way. So, oh man,
You're so selfish, Drew.
no, it's just I'm sort of, I have to be taught this stuff. It doesn't come naturally. I got news for you. Where'd you learn all this?
I don't think you want to know the answer to that question.
I do want to know.
Trauma, nigga. I don't know.
You're right. I don't want to know.
I told you.
You're right. Sorry. More TikToks, please, and some more voice messages. Give me a little mix and match.
Your strongest attack is a front kick, no matter what.
Oh, I
Just
think I've
like
seen that guy.
A front kick. Snap.
Nice hair.
Throw your foot, throw your leg into it, throw your body into it.
Okay. A little karate action.
This looks like Tom DeLonge from Blink 182.
It's little Tom, little Danny Bonaducci as a younger man.
Oh,
a little bit of that.
That's a perfect description.
Yeah. Give me a voice message. Give me a female voice message. I'm still on the search for the vocal elements I'm trying to teach you guys about now.
Right, how to find the 20 cum lady.
Right, the multi-orgasmic female.
Trying to find it too, man.
I think we might. Hold on. Yeah,
We're
dude,
out of women?
I think we.
Oh, come on.
We've only done like female voicemails.
Well, no, we've done a bunch of boys, but men, but ladies, more
right.
voice messages.
All right,
You
I think I might have found. Okay, we have 2 more female voicemails.
Okay. All right.
Hi, Dr. Drew and the Boost Boys. I have a question that I have been wondering about since I was an insecure teenager. Do men notice or care about body acne on a woman during sex? I'm not talking anything major or extreme. I'm talking a smattering of, shoulder blemishes. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks. Bye.
Good question. And she does not have that voice, by the way. Gentlemen, what do you think? Would you notice it?
Not a problem at all.
Yeah.
As long as it's nowhere where my tongue is about to be. then
Okay.
I don't care.
Nadav?
Yeah, absolutely not. If we're in the
think
middle of having sex and it's just like, oh man, you got a pimple in a weird spot.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not having those thoughts.
Right.
Ooh,
As
did
long
you
as
think about
they're
popping that?
Okay, let's get into this. So I think generally men will notice it, not care. Is that generally true, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Notice it, not care.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a deal breaker, we're not
But
fucking.
you can have multiple carbuncles in and around the vagina, and the legs can get a little weird for men.
What?
It looks like acne, but they're carbuncles, little boils around the legs and butt and things. You know what I'm talking about?
I haven't come across those. No.
Men get a little. Show me a carbuncle buttock. Buttock carbuncle. Men get a little weird about that. I
Man,
think.
if I wasn't eating ass before.
Yeah, images. Yeah, you can't really see them in place though. Go down. Go down. Oh, they're up. So that's sort of more. They're on that green one. Yeah. So that kind of thing. It's not that big a deal, but men get a little. Don't you think put off by that?
I'm not looking. I couldn't tell you. What do you think?
Not like
The more than the acne on the neck.
No, because if I saw
actually the cartoons down below even are maybe a little more accurate.
No, so I mean, so what I would like if I saw that, I'd
Yeah.
be like, oh yeah, this is just like a little unfortunate. You know? But
right.
it wouldn't be a deal breaker.
Okay, that's good. I think men notice that a little more, but I agree. I don't think it'd be a deal breaker. Okay, good question. Give me another voice message. The point is, people should relax about common things that are just normal. They really should.
Hi, Dr. Drew and the Boost Boys. So every morning when my boyfriend wakes up, he starts dry heaving and sometimes vomit. And he said he went to the doctor to try to figure out what it is, and they said that it's anxiety related. And he does have anxiety, but I feel like it's definitely something else because it's just very strange.
Let me stop it before she says more. Gentlemen, what do you think? We've addressed this before multiple times. Magical vomiting that no one can explain.
He's pregnant.
No.
I didn't. So hold on.
He
So
wakes up in the morning,
vomiting.
ramen vomiting every morning, and the doctor says it's anxiety, and I say no. That's not what it is.
Drinking?
Could be, but she would have said that. What's the one no one thinks about? It is always the cause. And I know Nadav doesn't like to know this because if he develops it, he's going to be in trouble.
Oh, yeah, man, you smoke too much weed. Calm down on the weed.
This
whatever.
is cannabis
Yeah,
hyperemesis.
yeah.
Yes, this is cannabis vomiting syndrome. So let's see if she tells us about that.
Hi, Dr. Drew. And he said he went to the doctor to try to figure out what it is, and they said that it's anxiety related. And he does have anxiety, but I feel like it's definitely something else because it's just very strange, and he's very sick of it, obviously. So let me know what you think that might be, and piss on me, beat me. Bye.
She's not going to tell us. Well, give us a voice message back. If he smokes weed every day, that's what it is. And he still won't stop it. I see this all the time. People have this terrible hyperemesis syndrome, and they won't stop. You got to give it a break. You got to do it. Hot showers will help also. That's the one treatment that has been shown to have some utility. Give me another voice message. I know you don't have any more women. That's okay.
Hey, Dr. Drew. I was just curious because I live in California and we obviously have a lot of wildfires. There's a lot of smoke in the air, especially right now. And I was just curious, why does the smoke in the air bother me so much? Like I have a hard time breathing, I get headaches, I feel sick. It bothers me so much, but when I'm smoking like weed, cigarettes, I'm vaping, whatever, it doesn't bother me at all. You know, when I would imagine that would bother me more because it's more concentrated, whatever word you want to use. All right. Thanks, Mommy. Piss on me, beat me, whatever. Yep.
Decent question. And it's because probably because there's more large particulate matter in a forest fire smoke. I mean, that's dense. It's hard to breathe with that. People are very sensitive to it. The cannabis smoke is much different. And by the way, if you're vaping, it's not even smoke. It's steam, essentially. So I'm not surprised.
But also, wouldn't it be that, like, you know, if you're smoking a joint or a bowl or whatever, you're inhaling smoke for that duration, but during forest fires, you're inhaling the entire time.
Correct. Also, it's not a constant exposure. That is true. But we don't know how much smoke. We don't know how much this guy smokes, but I'm betting it's not all the time. So. All right. Well, it's been a nice journey again today, as always, gentlemen. I enjoy spending time with you guys.
I enjoy spending time with you, buddy.
Any from my Dom? Any last minute recommendations or demands that I should follow?
No, you've been a good boy.
Thank you.
Great job, Drew.
Weirdly, that is. You know what? You know what's interesting? You just triggered something. Listen. That's very similar feeling when you say that to me. That I have when I'm watching King stand over me and tell me I'm going to have a good day. You know what I'm saying? The King and Queens from over 18?
I do know what you're saying.
So you like it?
It makes me feel good. Yeah, it makes me feel good. That's all I'm saying. I told you I like King. I like his little messages. I strangely react to them, and Enny just put his finger on another version of that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is tell your girl.
And you know what?
Tell your girl, man.
And you know what?
Like, could you just tell me to be a good boy next time? See how I feel? I just want to try it out.
And you know what's interesting? Let's talk about this from a trauma standpoint. That harkens into some trauma piece of me too, because I never got any of that. I feel like I got some of it and it was intense, and then got none of it. Something like that happened early in childhood. Like I got some of that encouragement and then none from then on.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Right? Is that the kind of trauma you got too?
You're fiending for No.
I'm fiending for it. Oh no!
No, my trauma is very different though. Not that simple.
Well, you said you had kind of a mix of traumas, right? You had different things going on.
Indeed.
Yeah, mine was sort of specific things, and so I can kind of sort them out a little bit. So, but they're there, man. And it's after years and years of therapy. They still affect your brain. They do.
Dude, the only thing that I think I could call like a fetish that I have is directly from it. Directly, 100%.
Like there's a specific memory and then a specific behavior that goes with that.
Yes, 1,000%. You have to pay me on OnlyFans for that one.
Find Enny there. Find Enny on OnlyFans. Enny's OnlyFans if you want to know more. Doing you a favor, dude. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the voice messages. Check out the merch. Keep them all coming. I feel like I'm concentrating more on the emails and voice messages these days because they are so good. And I've had so much demand when I go out in the world for people like, bring back Loveline, bring back Loveline. I have to always say, we haven't brought it back. It's called After Dark. We do all that stuff there. And I appreciate you guys bringing uncomfortable material that you can't bring anywhere else. And we try to bring our stuff here too. So it's not just you guys bringing it, it's all of us. So, all right, I'll see you next time. All conversations and information exchanged during participation of the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast or interaction on the drdrew.com website is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with treatment or physician medical advice or direction per se. You must always follow your medical professional's advice and direction. Nothing on these podcasts or posted on this site supplements or supersedes the relationship and direction of your medical caretakers. Please understand, I am not playing the role of physician in this environment per se. I'm educating. I am a licensed physician with specialty boards in American Board of Internal Medicine and American Board of Addiction Medicine.